Let me guess. You spend hours and hours of your time watching other people's content, thinking and wishing that you or your friend group could become what you're watching, thinking that one day you might be able to actually pursue your dreams of becoming a YouTuber. But guess what? You might have the good ideas, but no traction. Meanwhile, some guy eating cereal is going viral by accident. Genuinely, I think most of you guys are overthinking what it actually takes. It doesn't take a crazy PC. It doesn't take crazy thumbnails. You're just killing your own momentum. All it takes is you starting. So for context, I'm a 23-year-old millionaire from YouTube and real estate, still in part-time college, and most days now I just play video games. The reason I wanted to talk about this is because YouTube was my very own first vehicle, and this is how I got my first $100,000 through YouTube. Did I know it was going to work at the age of 12? No, but I still kept at it. And I didn't get into it for the sake of money, as I see a lot of people getting into it now for. I got into it because I had a passion for it and I wanted to document the times that me and my friends played games. But even then, all I had to really do was start. And sure, it may not have been an instant result, it may not have been some couple month result, it took multiple years, but that's what it took for me. I understand the frustration that comes with doing this stuff, because you don't get the returns instantly. And it really isn't that you're a lazy person at all. It's just that you're trying too hard, I feel like, to be original or perfect. I think perfection explains it a lot more. A lot of times now I see videos online or TikToks, wherever you find it, talking about how you need a brand, a niche, a strategy, a $1,000 mic. You don't. You don't need any of this stuff before you start. But sure, you do need the bare minimum. You need a mic, you need a PC, you need a phone. But these are the minimum requirements. As long as you have that, you can do whatever it is you want. You're watching successful YouTubers, but not studying them. There is a difference. For myself as a creator, when I watch a video, there's two ways for me to watch it. Either one, I turn my brain off and completely forget about every marketing strat that I've ever learned, or two, I study it. I study the hook. I study the transitions. I study how they do what they do and how they operate, because then I'll take something away from it as well. I am a storyteller at the end of the day, as much as I am a creator, and so every little bit I can kind of piece together what it is they're exactly doing, and that way I'm not just enjoying the video, I'm also admiring the strats that they're using and utilizing in their video. So this sort of shift of perspective I feel like really helps, especially if you're just an avid watcher. And honestly, I don't want to make this sugar-coated at all, so here's the truth. There are absolute idiots, morons even, that are getting rich off of YouTube. These guys are not smart. They're just taking action. And it's really not because they're any smarter than you. Not because they're taking like 24 hours out of their entire day, but it's because they're copying from proven formats and hitting record. That's all it is. They take what they watch, they make their own version of it, and then they get somewhere because of it. They don't really need to be that good. An example of that is what I'm doing right now. This is my first time doing this sort of commentary style video ever, and I don't know if I'm that good at it, but I'm just going to keep putting in reps until I become better and better at it and share my thoughts because I think it's fun. And that's simply the trick to it. You simply just show up, not even for the viewers, for yourself. And if you consistently show up, the algorithm favors you in a crazy way. And you might be thinking, I feel like this mindset is on a lot of creators' minds as well, is that you're late. You missed the prime time of YouTube. Your entry is no longer there. But that is farther than anything from correct. Nowadays, it kind of shifted. I don't know if you guys realize, but there are YouTubers out there with 1 million subscribers, not even pulling 10,000 views. While there's small channels with 100,000 subscribers pulling millions of views every single video. And that's because the value of a subscriber has drastically lowered in value. Now to simplify that, what that basically means is that if you subscribe to someone, there's not even, I mean, there's a bit of a chance that they'll see your content again, but very unlikely because how YouTube kind of operates right now is no different to a TikTok For You page. That is through the recommended. They just give you a bunch of stuff they think that you'd be interested in. And if you don't make videos that your audience is interested in, you are cooked. And so why I'm telling you this is because it's easier than ever for new channels to start up and get introduced to people who have never seen you before. Now is literally the gold rush for new channels going into new niches and starting their YouTube channel. It has not been easier than ever, especially if you understand a thing or two about YouTube. But don't worry if you don't, all you need to do is tap into it. I think another thing that people should think about is the value prop that they bring. Now I know this is kind of businessifying the YouTube channel, but you kind of do have to businessify it to a degree, especially if you want to get up to scale. So what I mean by this is you don't have to make something crazy original, although it does help. It's kind of no different to you starting a startup that has no information about it. A new niche that's been untapped, you're the first to do it, and sure, there might be money, but it's high risk, high reward. So the way I like to entry into YouTube, this is my personal favorite method to entry into YouTube, is low effort, low reward, or medium effort, low reward. And that's just because like it's a proven concept, which means you're going to get a fraction of who has the market share. So an example of this is, let's say you want to get into the horror niche and you see this new trend within the horror niche. And it's like, I don't know, horror documentaries. And you see there's already big creators in the horror documentary scene. This means that it's a proven concept, as in there is an audience for it. All you have to do is be a part of that niche and you'll get a piece of the pie. Not the entire pie, but that's okay, because if you want to get the entire pie, you have to outperform them. That's cool. You're not here to reinvent the wheel, as a lot of people like to word it in that sense. But yeah, just look at what you're already, or not you, but look at what your competitors are already working on and copy it, make your own version of it, add your own twist to it. And that is literally how a lot of my market research goes. I've been studying this game for literally all my life. Like, I've been on this platform for so long, since I was a kid. The patterns are clearer than people think, and I feel like now is that age when people are really starting to open their eyes and see these patterns. If you don't act now, 2 years from now, it'll get even harder. So if you are stuck, I know a few frameworks or shortcuts, a little buzzword, that actually moves the needle for you guys, and I could explain some of them. Basically, starting out with that method of doing something that already works is the perfect way to get in. But let's say you're not getting traction. That is because you do need some consistency. And what I mean by consistency is just having some sort of schedule where you constantly input content. YouTube loves this. I don't know why. It just is how it is. You can literally learn the rules of the platform because you are all playing the same game. Think of this no different to you learning a new software or a new program. Or just keep wondering why your smart creative video gets 12 views. You have to be able to admit that the video is bad, okay? I see time and time again that a lot of people say that their video is good. And in reality, if it's getting the results that you're not proud of, it probably isn't that good. Another thing, or like a very big common problem that I see a lot of people doing, is copying the big creators. Now, I want you to really put yourself in the shoes of both yourself and the big creator. You yourself, your goal is growth. Your goal is entry into the business, into the market. Your goal is not sustainability because you haven't even reached that issue yet. But these big creators have gotten to a point, have gotten big personal brands where their goal might just be partially sustainability. It's kind of no different to wealth building, you know? Your first $0 to $1 million, you're just trying to make it up there. Once you reach $1 million, your gears might shift into sustaining that $1 million because you don't want to lose everything you worked hard for. So that's also what they're doing. Instead of catering all their content, the big channels I mean, to brand new content that'll always get new people, they cater it very heavily to their reoccurring viewers because they constantly have to feed their fan base. And so if you copy someone that's trying to sustain viewers and you sustain your 12 viewers, is that really going to work out? It's not rocket science. You just have to put one and one together. Now, my fault if it is a little bit blunt. I genuinely wish that a few years ago, when I was starting out with all this content creation stuff and really trying to take it seriously, someone was blunt to me. I don't really enjoy sugar-coated advice. I like hearing about how people go through it. And this is exactly what it was for me. I had to realize I wasn't making good content and I need to step up my game. And I didn't need to reinvent the wheel. I just had to make my own twist on it. But yeah, if you want, I can show you what I've learned and how I've used it. But first, stop trying to be perfect and start playing the game that's actually right in front of your eyes. If this helped you out, consider subscribing. I also have a Discord server where I have a few free assets for YouTubers. That is kind of something I'm working on right now, just to give out some of the stuff that I use to get basically to my first $1 million. So if you're interested in that, feel free to join. It's in the description. Hope you guys have a good one, and thanks for hearing me out.